Well, folks, should college come with a warning? To let students know they might be exposed to ideas or materials that could offend them or upset them in some way.
My goodness. Joining us to discuss, talk show host at News Radio 1040, WHO Simon Conway, plus Project 21 member and political activist Whitley Yates. All right. So here's the deal. A group of students, you can describe them as woke students at Cornell University, put together a petition demanding that the administration give them trigger warnings to protect students from ideas or materials that could offend their sensibilities, could trigger some post-traumatic stress about something or anything.
Can we just set it up a little bit? There was somebody, there was one of the, a female student had read something.
Oh, yes.
And she had gone through something personally, and then when she came upon something that reminded her of it as she was reading, she was upset, and she felt like the school should have warned them.
Yes.
So
they started
this isn't just out of a clear blue
sky. So they started that petition. But again, I believe it's the president of Cornell said, listen, absolutely not. That's a hard no. She responded immediately. She didn't cave to their demands, saying that is what college is about, to prepare you for adulthood, not to shield you. And I just say cheers to that. I think that was finally Ford. Simon, your thoughts?
Well, absolutely. Let's all give a round of applause to the president there of Cornell. But it's crazy that we're actually doing that, because isn't this what college is about?
Yes,
exactly. That's what she said.
As a kid, I suffered some anti-Semitism, and amazingly, when I read about the Holocaust, it upsets me a little bit. But that doesn't mean I want to be shielded from the Holocaust. I actually think everybody needs to know all about the Holocaust, so that we don't do it again. That's number one. But other people's ideas that I might disagree with is what college is supposed to be about.
Yes,
my mind is blown.
Yeah, and Whitley, I think people should read things that upset them, and I think they need to grow from that experience and understand what's in the world and what they need to react to, and not expect everything to go smoothly and everything to be okay. Some things are not okay.
I think this is so funny that these new age students think that college, or the purpose of going to college, is to coddle you and not to have you learn to critically think. Anytime that you're triggered by something that you read or displeased by something, it's not for you to then go to the administration and complain and to whine about what it is. It's for you to critically think and figure out why it is triggering to you, and then maybe go get some therapy. Can we talk about that? It's not the college's responsibility to give you warnings. You may have to critically think about things. I think it's asinine to even request of them, and I'm glad that Cornell stood up.
Yeah, Krisha, your thoughts?
I completely agree here. I think we millennials and beyond are being holded through everything these days, and it's really making people not able to cope with basically anything. Yet wokeness is being passed to each one of us, and we're really having a difficult time in the real world. I think, not myself, but I think some of the other people. I don't want to embrace this ideology.
No, exactly. Yeah, I agree.
I think that the encouraging thing, and I don't want to lose the focus on this, Mark, is the fact that finally an administration didn't just cave. That there's an administration that said, sorry you're upset. This is part of life, and this is part of the educational process, as opposed to, oh, we don't, you know, it seems like...
we're so sorry we hurt you. Let's coddle you even more.
Another encouraging sign 3,000 miles away in Stanford, the law school dean stood up to students who were heckling a conservative speaker. I think we should take the logical next step and drive up to Ithaca, erect giant screens, and make all the students watch Greg Kelly every night. I think that's the logical place to go now to really.
And Greg,
that's a good strategy.
We're on a party run, and Greg's driving, and we got all of them. So let's move on to this also. And actually, I'm going to defer to you because I know this story has been something you.
It's interesting. I mean, we've all heard about that. The trans spokesperson, Dylan Mulvaney, lots of backlash for Bud Light. But it's not just Bud Light who is giving ultimately millions of dollars in endorsements to this trans TikTok star. Nike activewear for women, including Nike bras for women. Again, Dylan Mulvaney, a biological man who is transitioning to be.
Yeah, can we get off that shot?
Yeah, yeah. So Bob is covering his eyes. Of course, this led to an online campaign called the Burn Bra Challenge on TikTok.
Somebody should have warned me that that video was coming out.
I'm sorry. Yeah, you're supposed to deal with things that might trigger you, Bob. It's how you learn and evolve. Okay. Anyway, where actual women film themselves setting their Nike bras on fire. You know, the backlash to this has been so huge, Whitley, not just from Bud Light, but Nike. Speaking of triggering things, it seems like American brands hiring a trans person to be their spokesperson isn't going so well. Is it that go woke, go broke?
I would agree that it is go woke, go broke, but it's also a misalignment with the brand. When you are having, you know, beer brands that are aligning with people that don't even fit their core demographic, when you have Nike pushing bras on someone who has absolutely no natural breast of any sorts and that are biological men, when you have Tampax utilizing trans activists to sell tampons to people when they don't even have a menstrual cycle themselves, that's where you get this misalignment. It's going further and further beyond even wokeness to honestly just chaos and insanity. And so you're going to see people railing against this and consistently challenging what they're attempting to make the new status quo.
Yeah, and their sales and stock price is going down. Both are going down, and Coors has been going up. By the way, let's leave it with this. I'm calling Congresswoman AOC a fraud after this video was unearthed.
When Donald Trump tapped into this idea of Make America Great Again, there was times of economic opportunity. Wages rose until the 1970s.
I'm proud to be a bartender. Ain't nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with working retail, folding clothes for other people to buy. There is nothing wrong with preparing the food that your neighbors will eat.
Simon, this is the same person, different sound.
Is it really? I don't know. There are some good acting schools in New York, where she probably went to.
She did not go to them.
People, some of my audience members call in on a fairly regular basis and try and do my accent as well, and they fail miserably, just like she did, really. I don't know what to say about it. It's just so ridiculous.
Oh, you know, Whitley, she obviously, here's what she was doing. She was trying to pander to an audience by talking the way that she thought she would relate to them. And Whitley,
she was profiling them.
And it seemed, yes, she's profiling them, stereotyping them, and insulting them, if you ask me. But that's just my interpretation. Whitley, your thoughts?
And she's not the only Democrat to do this. Just last week, Justin, the state house member in Tennessee, did the exact same thing where he picked up this MLK-ish accent and this long draw. Now, all of a sudden, they have some Southern Baptist accent that they've picked up because they're standing in front of a diverse crowd. I think it's pandering, and I really think it's disgusting. Be who you are and be authentic, which I know that's hard for AOC to do because she has little to no authenticity within her, but you don't have to speak in a specific dialect to attempt to create some type of resonance with your audience.
That's right. Okay, we're going to leave it there. Whitley Yates, Simon Conway, great to have you as always, and Krisha Lenzo, Mark Halperin, great having you with us for the hour, and Mark Halperin even beyond that hour.